All right, we're with Robby Robinson, play-by-play voice of the VCU Rams. Robby, thanks for joining us. First of all, if you could give us a preview into VCU's season so far, obviously second in the Atlantic 10. We've seen Dayton once already this year. What does VCU do well?
Well, they really get the ball inside well, Alex. I mean, that's the main strength for VCU is they get the ball inside. We've got a couple guys, Mo Alley-Cox and Justin Tillman, who are very athletic, probably two of the most athletic players in the league in the A-10. It's a pretty athletic league, and our main goal is try to get them shots inside. And if they can finish, we're pretty tough to beat. You know, from a seasonal standpoint, it's been a good year, 26 wins when you play in a league like the Atlantic 10, and you got to go up against teams like Dayton and Rhode Island and Richmond and St. Bonaventure, who are always right there with 20, 25 wins. You'll take it. We would have loved to get a couple games. We played Georgia Tech at home. Would like to have had that. We lost to them in overtime. Didn't play real well against Illinois in a game in Miami that we just randomly played. But probably one of the best games we played all year long was a game that we lost against Baylor in Atlantis. We had them up by 8, and they just had a little bit too much firepower late in the second half, and that ended up costing us that game. But 26-8, we'll take it. We went to our 5th consecutive Atlantic 10 tournament final, which is almost unheard of in that league again. So it's a league, it's a year that we'll take, and it's been a team. We won 2 games right at the end of the game. We back-to-back games. We beat St. Bonaventure with 0.4 seconds left in a crazy inning where they had a technical foul called on them when their crowd rushed the floor. And then the next game, another buzzer beater had us down by 1, and then we got a foul called on an inbound play with 0.4 seconds left. It was 2 of the craziest games I've ever called in my life, and we did it back-to-back. Fortunately, those 2 wins probably made the difference with us being a NIT team and an at-large team.
Well, I mean, this should be a contrast of 2 different styles here in this matchup. You know, St. Mary's like to spread the floor. VCU very athletic, very long, it seems. How do you see this matchup playing out, and how much do you know about the Gaels?
I don't know a ton about the Gaels, Alex. I wish I knew more. I mean, we watch them on ESPN, but you guys come on so late at night. I mean, gosh, who can stay up until 10 o'clock to watch St. Mary's? You know, I think if we're going to have a chance to beat you guys, it'll be running the basketball and really forcing the tempo. I'll be interested to see. I don't think it will. I'll be fascinated to see if Coach says anything about it in the press conference here, if the elevation will make a difference. You know, looking at your roster, which is all really right now I've studied, it doesn't seem you're extremely deep. I mean, I know you've got guys coming off the bench, but it's not like you have a lot of guys coming off the bench that play double-digit minutes. We are deep. Like, we go 10 deep. The 10th guy that we bring off the bench is a pretty good basketball player. So I think we'll have to use that to our advantage. We'd love to get Jock in foul trouble early. It's probably not going to happen. I don't think he's that good of a basketball player. Your guards are so good. You make threes. You make a lot of threes. And then again, your defense is it's one of the best defenses in the country. And we've struggled scoring in the last month or so. I wish that wasn't the case, but really in the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've struggled hitting three-pointers. I think if we can get over 7 3-pointers made against you guys, it would be a game that we can win. I think if we're in that 5 to 7 range, I think it'll be a close game. I think if we're under 5, if we're not hitting three-pointers, it's going to be difficult for us to win.
7th straight NCAA tournament appearance for the VCU Rams. How is this team different under Will Wade versus Shaka Smart?
Well, you know, they don't press as much. They're not as frenetic on the offensive side of the floor either. You know, Coach Wade gets it inside a little bit more than Shaka did. But Shaka had great players. I mean, Shaka had guys that you just get the ball at the top of the key, and they were so physical and so talented that they could get fouled. You know, this team isn't really made up that way. This team's a little bit more balanced in terms of their scoring. So it wasn't necessarily that Shaka didn't run as many plays as we did. It's just that he had different guys to go to. We run a lot of plays. Will Wade will switch up defenses. Shaka very rarely played zone defense. We play a lot more zone. We play this hybrid zone that's got man-to-man principles that you'll see a lot. Probably you guys will see a whole lot, I imagine, tomorrow night. And we don't press as much. We just don't. We're not in the backcourt as much as we will press. There's no doubt about that. But it's just not every single time you're going to put guys in the backcourt trying to make turnovers. We still turn people over a lot, though. 14 turnovers a game is a lot for our opposition, and that's what we'll have to do tomorrow. It's going to be difficult. Your guards again are so steady with the basketball. They control the basketball so well. We're going to have to figure out ways to turn you over, and that's probably going to be difficult to do.
Robby Robinson, play-by-play voice, the VCU Rams. Thanks so much. Have a good call tomorrow night.
Thanks, Alex. You too.